Welcome to Collecting Consciousness, where we aim to capture the ever-expanding and evolving conscious creations that originate from the minds of fellow podcasters, strangers, dear friends, and loved ones.
In this podcast, we will expand on our inner wisdom and a coming home to self. From our conscious minds to yours, we welcome you to the Collecting Consciousness.
Welcome back to another episode of Collecting Consciousness. This is Bethany and that's Courtney, and we are here today to continue on our series with you all, discussing the clairs. And today we are talking about clairsentience. So the clear feeling and tuning into that sense of feeling and what messages lie beneath it for us. So before we get started with that topic and unpacking it together, we're going to just start off with a little breath work, and Courtney will speak a prayer of intention for the episode just to set the space. So wherever you are at, if it is available to you to pause and just find somewhere comfy to sit down, maybe you're already sitting down somewhere comfy. If you're driving, you can just follow along and maybe just join us for the breath work. And if it is available to you, I invite you to gently close your eyes, allowing the eyelids to fall heavy, allowing the gaze and the attention to turn inward. Bring your awareness into our internal landscape, into the physical body. First, tuning into our breath, noticing its rate, its rhythm, its depth, and not judging it, not trying to change it in this moment, just allowing it to be what it is. Just taking an inventory. Maybe you notice some tension behind your eyes or at your jawline. Maybe you're holding some tension in your shoulders and your back. Just for this moment, being with those areas of tension, getting curious about them. And as I count up to 3, when I get to 3, I want to invite you to exhale completely. 1, 2, 3. Exhaling out the mouth, allowing the breath to completely leave the body, allowing the belly to empty and sink inward. When you get to the bottom of the exhale, pausing for a count of 1, 2, inhaling, allowing the breath to gently find its way back into the body, softening the belly, expanding the chest, allowing the chest to rise as the breath fills the lung cavity. And when you get to the top of this inhale, pausing for a count of 1, 2, exhaling, maybe you sigh, allowing the breath to fully leave the body. And as you get to the bottom of the exhale, pausing for 1, 2, inhaling, allowing the breath to gently find its way back into the body without force, allowing it to fill the lungs, expand the chest cavity. And as we get to the top of this inhale, pausing for 1, 2, exhaling. Maybe you allow a deeper sigh to leave your mouth, letting all the breath leave the body. When you get to the bottom of this exhale, pausing for at least a count of 1, 2, maybe staying for a moment longer to bask in the stillness that's created. And then gently allowing the breath to find its way back into your body. Allowing the breath to just breathe you again. Noticing if anything has shifted in the body, have any tensions melted away with each sigh. Is your breath at a more relaxed pace? Maybe a little deeper. And if nothing's changed, just showing yourself love and acceptance for what is. I want to invite you, if you feel called to, place one hand on your heart, followed by the other, as we prepare to receive the prayer that Courtney has for us today.
Thank you, Bethany. Welcome to Collecting Consciousness, where we let minds connect, hearts expand, wisdom flow through us. I want you to connect to the body. Have you ever done that before? Checked in with the body, asked the body what it needs. Perhaps you feel a pain in your knee, tension behind the eyes like Bethany mentioned, maybe a heaviness in the heart. Maybe you feel your hair go up your back, or you feel chills go through the body. Maybe excitement flushes the face. These are sensations of the body. This body speaks to us. The body holds messages for us. The body has a deep network of beliefs, of emotions, stories. Sometimes they help us, sometimes they hinder us. But that's part of our journey, is to learn who we are, why we're here, the purpose. So if you'd like to connect to your body and get to know it better, I invite you to set an intention for yourself. A simple intention can be, I am here to feel the wisdom that lies within my body. What is the message I need to feel from my body? What old belief is hindering me within my body, and where is it lying? Pause, breathe, and feel. And know that it takes time building connection to self, especially if we've never done it before. So have grace along the way. But if it's something that you truly wish for yourself, it will happen. Give yourself patience. Give yourself grace. And trust that the wisdom, the knowledge will come. So set an intention for yourself, whatever it is that feels right in your heart and soul. And welcome in to another episode of Collecting Consciousness. We are so grateful to be here, to tap into wisdom. So continue joining us on the journey. Reach out if there's any sort of wisdom that you would want us to tap into. And when you're ready, feel your fingertips on the top of your knees. Feel your toes. Maybe take your hand and rub your body, connecting to self, placing your hand on your heart, placing your hand on your face. Whatever feels right for you. And let us dive in to another episode. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Man, I was just thinking during that, like, I love this part of our episodes. Like, I just feel that we organically jumped into owning, like, the breath work part, like for me, and then you
Mm-hmm.
are just so great with divinely channeling words for
Mm-hmm.
prayer. It's like
It's
it's
Yeah,
so
it's in my
sweet.
gate. It's in my
Yeah.
gate for human design, but also, and it's also a thing like trusting. I've mentioned it before, where at first, when I didn't trust myself with the channeling, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, should I say this? Should I not say this? And I remember there was something I wanted to say to my client, but I didn't. But then I reached out afterwards, and then that client was like, oh, please always tell me these things.
Mhm.
And I think that was part of the catalyst of just trusting. And like you said, like, you tap into the breath work. It's something that like I remember when we were doing your yoga classes during your yoga teaching, and like just tapping into the breath work, tapping into the wisdom. Like I always felt that you connected so deeply with those mudras. Like
Mhm.
I felt that, and that it all comes down to trust. And
Yeah.
I think we trust that about ourselves,
Yeah.
and for us too. Like it so divinely happened. Like I don't even remember. I feel like I was just like want to do like breath work and prayer. Like
Yeah. I don't even
I
remember how we decided
yeah
that. But from the
I
first, even the intro
it was the
episode.
intro. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it was the channeling, the wisdom came through, and it was just that
Yeah.
trust that this is our thing, and it is our thing.
Mhm.
I've had friends. I've had people mention on the podcast, or like people I know, and they're like, yeah, it's so different. It's not a typical way that people start podcasts, and it's ours. Like it's totally
Yeah.
ours.
Yeah. Yeah. And I hope that everybody finds it like nourishing.
Yeah.
And if it
Set in
doesn't
the
serve you,
space,
if it doesn't serve you,
skip,
just skip ahead.
skip.
Yeah, like because
Yeah.
I remember there was a couple of podcasts I listened to that like the first part was just like either them like I don't even know. Even people that do advertisements, like people that are
Hmm.
sponsored, like I find definitely skip ahead of that. It's the same concept. If you're not digging
Yeah.
it, just skip ahead.
Well, it's the old take what resonates and leave the
Yeah.
rest,
Yeah.
like not everything is going to sit within you and be like, you're not, we're all different little individuals. So yeah, skip ahead.
Mhm.
And just a heads up, guys, we do a meditation for this series of the Clairs. So, you don't have to do it, but it's always at the end. So feel free if you're wanting to just jump into a meditation today, boom, go skip to the meditation, but, or leave it, take what resonates and leave the rest. But yeah, it is really special.
Yeah.
It sets the fucking tone.
Yeah.
The wisdom that comes out. I was following the Northern Lights one night, and I was like channeling our podcast, and I had it playing, and I was outside, and I put on your breath work. I started the episode, and I just like before I was just like super honed in on your
Yeah.
breath work, and I was just like, yeah, I felt it. I felt it. It was fun.
That's cool because it is really
Cool.
simple, but it does help. It helps the nervous system just like settle in and just like slow
Lets you
down.
see where you're at.
Yeah.
Maybe we
Hmm.
are a little bit dysregulated in this moment. So this is just a nice thing to bring you back to regulation, because we're not always regulated. And, sometimes people think that, you always have to be regulated. But no, the dysregulation kind of shows you, oh, here I can slow down. Oh, look here, this is actually causing me some stress. Why is this causing me stress? It can be so very layered.
Hmm.
You're very much gray rather than black and white. You can,
The rainbow, the rainbow,
yeah,
the
the full
rainbow.
facets of many different things.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh
Alrighty.
yeah. All right, let's get into it.
Clairsentience.
Clairsentience. Do you want to lead? Do you want me to lead? What do you want to do?
You've been rocking it with the whole
I
like
know
all this
this is
time.
definitely like the things that I can talk about all day, every day. And if people let me, I fucking would. So often I'm just having these conversations in my brain of like,
Yeah.
so I'll jump in. I do love
Yeah.
it. So clairsentience, clear feeling. So, guys, some signs, some indicators that you may be a clairsentience. Do you have a strong gut feeling?
Mm.
You don't, like you just feel something in your stomach. It brings you sensations. That's one indicator. And then can you walk into a room and see, a group of loved ones, and there's no indicator that there was conflict, but you can feel that there is tension, that there is something brewing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the clairsentience coming through. Do you ever get told that you are too sensitive? That's another indicator. There is brain fart. Oh, when you watch things, do you just get these like feelings overcome? Like you're just so overcome with feelings. And when you're watching a commercial, when you're watching a TV show, like the things just hit you in the feels. Like you're a very empathetic person.
Mm-hmm.
These are indicators that you are clairsentience. Someone can come into you and say, they can tell you that they're okay, but you can just feel the difference. These like it's subtle at first when you don't realize these things. I'm clairsentience, and it's over in these last couple of years of learning about energy, that now when I feel something, I now know to check in. Is this mine?
Mm-hmm.
Or is this someone else's emotions? Because sometimes for clairsentience, we are taking on other people, places, and things. We are taking on those emotions, and sometimes you can think for yourself that it's you. Like you may be now in a maybe you're hanging out with a partner, loved one, and they're just not in a good mood, or they're feeling sad, they're feeling angry, and then all of a sudden you're feeling sad and you're feeling angry, and then you leave and you go home and you don't understand, and you're just like, why am I like this? It's a nice indicator to check in and be like, is this mine to carry? And then your body will tell you, no, it's not. So then you have to learn to let these things go. Mm-hmm. Do you want to jump in, bookmark anything? I like when you bookmark.
Yeah, great. Yeah, and I guess what I was gonna say, there was something I was gonna bookmark about the sensations of just like, reading a room. But and also, I guess one thing where my mind was jumping was a couple places, but you know, how human design plays into this because people with
Yeah,
the open energy centers,
all open.
yeah, on the bottom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all open. It's just my throat, head, anja, like.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool to like layer this with is that those
Yep.
people that also are designed to have more open energy centers, like you're going to be more inclined to like be that person that walks in the room and picks up on everybody else's energy.
Yeah.
And
I was
so,
thinking that last night.
yeah, so it's kind of cool to like, if you guys haven't explored your human design and you're like, wow, I
Curious.
really am one of these people and I've never been able to like really figure out why or whatever, or you feel like this really rings a bell for you, it would be cool to back it up with that human design
Yeah.
knowledge. Just like for us, like we're splenic. Well, I don't know if are you a splenic?
No. I actually don't have an authority. I'm like the one. It's I forget what it's called, but it's like a soundboarding where I'm just like meant to. Just I don't like I'm just meant to speak things out loud and hear myself talk, and that's how I pick up what I'm supposed to do.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Some people have a splenic authority, and
Jonah has splenic too, right?
yeah, we both do,
Yeah.
me and Jonah. So like when you get that butterfly feeling in your stomach, or like you get that like,
And don't you only get it once?
you only get it once. So if you don't pay attention to it, you just there's that feeling again, or ew, like the butterfly feelings the back and you don't like tap into it, then it's gone and you'll never get it again for that like exact moment of whatever that was giving you a signpost for, like whatever direction it was telling you to go in. So you got to be really keen to want
to feel these things,
feel that, yeah, and pay attention to it. Like, I always find that butterflies are like a really good sign of really potent growth on the other side. Like it's an opportunity, like whatever that feeling, when you get that feeling towards something you're about to do, like I think that's like it's overwhelming, and it's like it's we associate it with nerves, I think, but if you could just lean into it in a sense of like, this is
what's
something obviously new that I'm gonna do, but like it's something that's gonna cause growth, or else it wouldn't be making me this like, worked up.
I saw something last night. I saw a video of some girl, and like it's a different scenario with the feeling, but I thought it was really interesting. She goes like, when like something doesn't sit right with you, so you get that feeling, maybe something's quite jarring and someone says something and you're in a room and it just doesn't feel like the right time to bring it up. But like you had that feeling. So she was like, this is an indicator for me. Okay, right now is not the right time, but I'm going to come back to this person and I'm going to say, hey, when you said this, I got a feeling that it felt like a little dig at me. And can you just clarify what you meant to say? Like, because maybe I'm reading the context wrong, but it still made me feel something. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to ignore that feeling, because then you're self-abandoning yourself when you do ignore something that gives you a jolt, that gives you a signpost, that gives you a big feeling. Mm-hmm. But it's like to just see clarity, because maybe it's not, maybe they didn't mean to do it, blah, 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 blah. So it's just like it's just the concept of, whoa, we do have these feelings. And if you tap into your body, because I was saying to you earlier, I was like, for me, as a massage therapist, as an energy healer, I'm very tapped into the body. I'm very tapped into the feelings. So if I feel an ache in my shoulder, I always get very fucking layered. And I'm like, hey, what are you trying to tell me, shoulder? Mm-hmm. Where people don't think that way. Because also people are not connected to their bodies. We have spent a lot of time in our lives being disconnected from our bodies, and it's a real coming home. So if you're wanting to get connected to these things, start trusting those little things. Like you said, it creates growth, it creates an opportunity for expansion, because it's a feeling for a reason. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's an excitement, maybe it's an indicator that there's a clashing thing. There's a meaning. Your body is speaking to you. Our body speaks to us all the time.
Yeah, and just to like expand on that, for me, like for example, most recently last night, like I was giving myself a little breast massage, and under my right armpit, like breast area, was like super tender. So as I'm like feeling that, I'm like, okay. So then my mind goes right side of the body, masculine. Okay. Mm-hmm. Where am I out of balance? What is it telling me in relation to like the more yang energy, which I tend to operate in a lot, is like the go, 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 very like, like not, I don't want to say structured, but like kind of structured, kind of like,
getting shit done, like a control.
Yeah. So instead of the feminine side, which is your left side of your body. So like if you have it, like my hip hurt over the weekend on the left side, and I was like, what have I done to make it hurt? Really nothing. Okay, how can I like soften? Like maybe it's inviting me to soften, and it's inviting me. So I always get curious about when it's definitely on one side of the body versus the other. That's another thing, another layer that you can get curious about is like, oh, is this masculine? And is it telling me to ease up?
Look at the shadow aspects of, Google the shadow aspects of feminine energy, of masculine energy. And then that could even get you into like connecting. It's layered. It connects you deeper into like understanding yourself. Oh, maybe I'm not softened right now. Maybe I am not nurturing myself in a way I could be nurturing myself.
Yeah.
ahead.
And then also like bookmark, we're going to do an episode on masculine and
Yeah,
feminine because I feel
yeah,
like we really
yeah,
could
yeah,
highlight
yeah.
that a lot. And
We've talked about that since the beginning.
I know. And we got to write that one down.
Well, we just keep getting all the new ideas. Like as you were talking earlier, like after the episode, I'm going to talk to you about another kind of thing that I want to do for us. So
Cool.
yeah,
It's always flowing, guys. But we're also open to anything that y'all want to hear us chat about. We love exploring topics. But yeah, you're using the body to inquire into like, and it doesn't always have to
Connect.
be like, I guess also what you're saying is like, it doesn't always have to be, my shoulder hurts because I had an injury. It could just be my right shoulder hurts because I need to step more into my feminine, and it's getting me to realize like my masculine is either really out of balance or, so if you, and I guess that's like a way to just like tune in is like, okay, something hurts you. Have you actually injured it? If you haven't, then you just get more curious about it.
Yeah,
like,
layered.
Is this an emotion that I stored from the other day?
Is it a whole belief? Is it a belief that somebody has told me something and boom, I let it get latched onto my shoulder? Like I've mentioned before, the harsh critic lives in my right shoulder. So now when I am feeling something in the shoulder, I'm like, okay, what have I been talking? How have I been talking to myself lately? And like it does get you to if you're wanting to understand yourself on a deeper level. Not everybody is. So, but if you are, get connected to those pains. Like you said, if it's not an injury, well, what is it? What maybe it's a belief, maybe it's a story, maybe it's a core wound that you learn from your childhood. Maybe rejection, abandonment.
Maybe it's your inner child, like my inner child.
Yeah, exactly.
My right shoulder blade, and when it's like, and when somebody touches that area, and I jump, like if I have that kind of reaction, then it's my opportunity to say, oh, okay, inner child, you've been either really neglected. Okay, sorry, I love you. You're safe. You're beautiful. You're whole. Like I just tap in, I hold my heart. But like that is like a signpost for me that I learned years ago from an energy session. Like that's where she lives, and like that's the point that will let me know that like I've neglected her and that she needs to be seen and loved. And so it's such a the body is such a beautiful vessel of information, like you said in the prayer. Like it holds so much information, and like on a real physical level, like it truly, neurologically is all connected. Like your nerves, like on a truly physical level, like aside from the spiritual side of it, it is truly like it's a network of neurons. So everything is connected in this neurosensory type of pathway. So like it is all connected in that way. It's not that woo. It's like
it's not and that's the thing too. When like for massage, like when I'm doing massage, when I'm doing energy work, I have clients that don't believe in energy work, and so I really tap into the science of the body. And one thing that is beautiful is how fucking smart the body is. So when I do feel something stored in someone's shoulder, muscle wise, energetic wise, I know that they don't want to talk, they don't want that spiritual bit. I say, okay, I want you to focus in on the area that I am working on. And I want you to start focusing on your breath, get very intentional with your breath. And I want you to realize that the brain is very smart. The brain is going to send a message to that part of your body with you intentionally thinking about that area. Your brain is going to send a message, and it's going to send oxygen, and then oxygen is going to get flow happening in the shoulder. There could be a stagnation, there could be a blockage. So the brain and the breath work together, and it's really fun because when I do get those science-based clients, watching that muscle release, and they're just like, whoa. That's the science of the body. But like it's so you can tap into both science and spiritual, but also know that they are still like interconnected. And I just think it's the body is so fucking smart. And if we really just allow our body to tap into our body, that's when you will get to know yourself, and then you'll start to notice like where I used to think, oh, I have a pain in my knee. Oh, well, I must have did something to it. But then when you start getting more connected to your body, you do start to get yourself layered, and you start to say, oh, well, maybe I've been neglecting my inner child lately. And then you hear like, yeah, you have. It's just, it's a great way to get to know yourself even deeper. So if you're wanting to get to know yourself deeper, connect to your body.
Yeah. Yeah. And listen, like going back to
Yeah.
the first, if you want to layer these episodes, go back to the clairaudience,
Yes.
sort of tap into that, because this is kind of both of those things in one. Like,
Well, and
yeah,
that's the thing that I've said, that is that we can do all of these things,
yeah,
all of these things.
yeah.
You just have to get very intentional and get connected. You have to build a connection. It takes time building a connection to these parts of us, but the more and more you do, that you can do all of these things. Like I said, you are going to be more prevalent, more keen, like clairaudience, clairsentience. Those are my two, like, but I have been tapping into clairvoyance for the last couple of years, and I'm seeing results now because I'm intentionally connecting to those things. And the claircognizance, yeah, I trust that wisdom now. So it really is just building a connection. You can do all of these things, but like you said, utilize them. Oh, okay, so you feel something, so then start having that inner dialogue. What are you trying to say to me, body? And then maybe you hear neglection of inner self, and then you know that you can start honoring your inner self by doing self-care techniques of like intentional rituals of like baths or massaging, or going out and playing in a playground, like going and doing the thing that your inner child, that your child loved to do so much as a kid. So, for you, swinging on a swing, that is like your inner child at her most big glee. So it's just tapping into all these gifts and just getting super intentional about it.
And I think what's really neat is that I never really thought of how much they are like threaded together. Like once, like, because you might, through your sensation, you might get a vision. Like you might be more of
Yes.
a voyant person that can like see things. So instead of
Yeah.
hearing, like me and Courtney hear more, you might see
An image.
answer, or an image, or like
Yeah.
something play out in front of your mind. So like just knowing that they are so threaded together. I've never really like, until we've been obviously highlighting, each one, I've never really thought about how they are all like threaded in a way. And also they can be isolated. Like maybe you're just hearing messages
Yeah.
today. Maybe there's nothing
Yeah.
to feel. And so that's kind of a
It's
neat,
beautiful. Yeah, it's
kind of a
fun.
neat observation to make of all of them, now that we're unpacking them all.
And again, it's just get very intentional with yourself. If you want to just focus on the clairaudience today, just speak up and be like, let me hear what I need to hear today. Like, show me all the things that I need to be hearing. Like, get intentional, and then you watch the magic unfold. And honestly, guys, like, we're fucking powerful little beings. And if you wanted to start tapping into these gifts, like, you will amaze yourself. And like I said last week in the clairvoyancy, it's just practice. So like, if you want to tap into your clairvoyancy, there's so many meditations on YouTube that practice that highlight that. And I want to tap into that. One thing that I have done to help myself for my clairvoyancy, I don't use fluoride in my toothpaste. They say that fluoride it dampens the pineal gland. I also drink spring water, so I go collect my water source. I've been doing that for the last like 5 to 6 years now.
Because city water is treated with fluoride and chlorine.
Exactly. Yeah. So those things are dampening. So and then like eating like super rich foods, nutrient dense foods, like really making sure making sure if this is something that you are seeking, be a clear channel for yourself. Like, take some accountability and ownership for what sort of foods you're eating, the sleep that you're getting, the distractions that you're doing for yourself. And can you soften and start to like get very intentional, journey your messages. You want to meditate and you want to tap into your clairsentience, your clairaudience, or clairvoyancy, like all these things. journal and see the wisdom that comes out. You know, just kind of see yourself and say, oh, am I helping myself or am I hindering myself? No judgment along the way, because it's all a journey. And the more you tap into your gifts, the more you see yourself so fucking clearly. And then you realize, oh, this is helping me and this is hindering me. And then the more you just want, like, we want to help ourselves more than we want to hinder ourselves. So, you know, have grace. But yeah, clairsentience.
That was a good little like clean your vessel, like clean the vessel
clean your, yes,
to be the clear channel for what you want to create or what you want to come through. Yeah, clean the vessel is good.
Yeah,
good advice. Yeah.
I guess like because then it comes back to trusting too. It's like trust the wisdom that comes. But I in these last years, I've been definitely cleaning up. Like I don't drink alcohol anymore. I cut out sugar this past year. Like I think you know, anytime people come to me and tell me like that they're in pain or this and that, I'm just like, how's your sleep? What's the food you're eating? And what sort of exercise are you doing? Like these are strong foundations to just start basic for yourself. And then the more you clean your vessel, the more you're like, oh, I want to do, I'm not really giving myself the self-care that I want to be doing. So then you start tapping in more to your self-care. It's just, it's really nice. It's just like, it's just watching your journey progress. And it's a beautiful thing to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, clairsentience is all about the feels. So can you see yourself? Can you feel yourself? Can you allow those gut feelings to come through and be like, oh, okay, I have a message here? Or are you feeling like really drained after being around people? That's a really big indicator that you're taking people's like you're taking on these emotions, you're taking on these feelings. So protecting your energy, black tourmaline, carrying black tourmaline is a really nice protection stone that you can carry with you. I like to have salt in my house, in different areas of my house, that cleanses energy, that clears out energy. Are you giving yourself that nice recharge? Like, what are the things that, you know, that make you feel most connected within your body? Do those things, like connect to those things. But like, you know, being clairsentience, it definitely can be draining, because if you're thinking that these are just your emotions, they're not always just your emotions. So really know to protect yourself each day, and and trust that like it's a good wisdom to be able to have that empathy for people. It gives you empathy for people when you see people are having a hard day. Like maybe somebody is like a real big cunt to you and you're just like, oh fuck, you want to be like fuck you and lash out at them, but you're like, oh, maybe they're having, like, it can give you compassion and empathy, and be like, okay, this is not mine to carry. I see that they're stressed and yada yada yada. Maybe here's a nice boundary for myself, but I know that it's not mine to carry, and I'm also not going to take it to my heart.
And another interesting thing, when it can be as simple as this, like just putting on black, like if you're going to go be around a party or something, or it, black is a deflector of energy, like the color black. And so, it could be as simple as that. And it could be the intention
I
of
do the black.
to put,
I do it a lot.
When I learned about that, and then I thought about the people in New York City and how the fashion is so black, like everything, like that's the city, like that's what you think of when you think of New York, slick, black, like everybody. My sister,
so many bodies.
My sister is the perfect example of like her entire closet, like there's very little color in it, and it amazes me. And but then when I learned that, I'm like, oh my God, that makes so much sense, because you're around so much energy. So like whoever, it would be so cool to go back to like the origin of that fashion, because somebody, you know, somewhere it all got started, and it was like the
Stevie Nicks.
Well, maybe, I don't know, someone in the city like influenced that. And
you're okay, even just like New York City.
Thinking about the city, because that is such a true like New York City like classic, like that's what you think of, but it's like somewhere that like started, and I wonder
I'm gonna Google
that person get that in like channel, like where we should be wearing this color, or they not even aware, but they just like brought the information through and just started like putting out black, you know, higher. I don't know, it's just so interesting to think about, but it's so so cool because there's so much energy there that every day you can't avoid it. Like there's
You
tons
can't.
of people and whew, yeah, so
One thing I like to
cool.
do, like you don't, not even just being clairsentience, but protecting your energy is a very important thing to do in general. So one thing when I started, learning about energy, I created a little prayer for myself, and it was just like, it's as simple as this. I would just say, I am protected even in the times that I forget to protect
Mm-hmm.
myself. So I'm always protected, but I consciously know that I need to come through and I need to clean myself all the time. I need to re-check in. I need to re-protect, but to just know that like I am always protected, but it's up to me to really hone in and take ownership and accountability and really be like, make sure that it like I'm connecting back to it, and it's not just like it's the forgetting times. It's just like for those simple times that you do forget, but the more you consciously check in, the more you are aware to protect your energy, because energies are a son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Like they are potent, they are prevalent, they are all around us.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, everything is energy, everything is fucking energy. So it's just like to tap into that energy
Mm-hmm.
and to like harness it, to hone it, to utilize it, to, flow with the energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. It's fun in
Yeah.
my eyes.
Yeah, totally. It is fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you feel like we need to include anything else about clairsentience?
No, I really think it's all about just like trusting those feelings that you get, tapping into those feelings, connecting to them, asking them to like provide you the messages,
Mm-hmm.
and knowing that like there are so many energies around you that it's very important to protect your energy, to clean your energy, and to also realize, is this mine or is this someone else's? And if this is mine, well, what can I do to help myself? And if this is someone else's, maybe you need to protect yourself a little bit deeper and also hold space for them, because sometimes, that's the gift. That's the beauty of these gifts, is that like they are messages, and sometimes you're meant to be a message for someone. Maybe you're meant to be a space holder. So really honor those those feelings that you have, and build connection. If you're just starting to realize that you're a clairsentience, we'll start asking to be more connected and to just like honor yourself, honor that sensitivity within you. They're gifts. These are gifts, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And there is that double-edged sword that people are too sensitive. We live in a non-sensitive world, and sensitive people are a very low percentage, 20% of the world. So it's a gift. So if you can be those space holders for people, really know that it's something beautiful to be able to harness that energy. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I'd say like they're gifts, but they're also like birthrights that we've forgotten about. Like we're
Mm,
meant to do all this. Like we've just
yeah.
totally been deprogrammed and like, um, indoctrinated and conditioned to like be disconnected from these things.
People
Like,
pleasers. Yeah.
yeah, well, that and just the way you're brought up, your parents tell you to like stop feeling that way or to
Yeah.
feel this
Totally.
way or to
Yeah.
like stop talking to that imaginary friend or to stop like listening to the voices in your head or whatever.
Coming back
Like,
to trusting self, it's like
yeah.
we get so disconnected
Hmm.
from trusting ourselves. Like I remember, and there's still times that I can still question myself, but it's so much less. But think about when you are conditioned, when your parents tell you not to feel these things, that is you're losing trust in yourself. And that's why we have to work through and come back home and build that connection and realize that no, this wisdom within me, that like this is my discernment. This
Yeah.
is me trusting himself. So yeah, I feel that. I feel
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to say too before we end is just like if you feel that you have taken on like energy or you want to cleanse your energy, just like a couple ways to do that. Like you can stand if it's okay outside. You can stand with bare feet on the earth and just ask the earth to absorb the energy that you've taken on that's not yours. And you can like send it through your feet into Mother Earth. You could get a shower and you could
Mhm.
you could either ask for Sedna, to come in, who is like the geez, I'm like lacking the word. she is the oh my God. Like I don't want to say god of water. She's um like the goddess of water, or like she was
Do you know
one
how to
of the
spell it?
beings. Sedna,
Yeah.
Sedna.
Sedna. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Sedna. She just is like
Never heard of her.
she's like the
A
element,
water bearer
like
of some
she's
sort.
yeah, she had, and I can't think of the word right now, like what she is. Um, but you could ask her to come in, or you could just let the water of the shower cleanse you and go down the drain. If you take a bath and you are using the bath to clear your energy, what I like to do is allow that water sit in the tub, allow the water to completely go down the drain
Yeah,
before
yeah.
you get out, just to like
Yeah,
allow
watch
that
it
water to
go.
just completely take everything away from you. Because water is a
Well, also like tapping
potent.
into one of our older episodes, like that is hasn't been released yet, but it's like talking about that we are 70 to 80% water. So to really alchemize, like we are already filled with so much water. To be able to tap into that element of water, it's potent. It's a potent force.
Mhm.
So to be with the alchemization of water,
Mhm.
so like the showers, or go swimming in a pond, or
Mhm.
just like
Yeah.
tapping into any sort of water energy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
big.
It's potent. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could smudge your aura with like a
Mhm.
any kind of smudge
One thing I like to do
tool.
is wash away energies, just like cleanse, like, and I always send it to the earth to get healed and emitted a higher frequency, so it helps the earth.
Hmm.
Like the earth is going to do its magic. The earth magic is potent and powerful, not even woo woo woo, like the science of grounding,
Hmm.
the power of trees, like the root network that trees are speaking to each other through their roots. Like it's
Hmm.
fucking potent. So really tapping into the elements, it just comes back to being intentional. What is the
Totally.
intention that you want to do for yourself? And
Totally.
it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Great tips.
Yeah.
Smudging. I like this. I love a smudging.
Yeah.
You could
And
go
then
out
you
and forage your own smudging tools
pine
and your
needles and
own. Yeah, exactly.
you just reminded me like hugging a tree. Like if you have a tree
Yeah.
you like to go out to and hug, because you can send it into the roots, into the earth. Like Courtney was saying, like their root systems are so tapped in, and so you can just send that energy through through the tree. So yeah, just some just some ideas for if you're
And
feeling
then
like,
let your wisdom come
yeah,
through.
yeah,
Yeah.
see what you're guided to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. It's fun.
So we're gonna do a meditation with this one. So to tap into the clairsentience that lives within you. So if you would like to hit pause and go get comfy somewhere, or go grab a crystal that may make you feel protected, or maybe that will make you feel connected to your energy. You could light a candle, you could smudge the room. We will be including music with this. So if you want to put in headphones, you can have headphones in, or just play it through the speakers. So we'll give you a few minutes to just go get settled and hit pause, and then we'll join you back here for the meditation. So we'll see you soon.
Thank you for tuning in to Collecting Consciousness.
We're so grateful that you've been on this journey with us so far.
And we look forward to seeing where we are going to expand, curate, and collect.
So if you haven't already liked, subscribed, or shared our content, and you feel called to do so, we would so deeply appreciate it. From our souls to your soul, and our hearts to your minds. We are collecting consciousness.
Heck yeah.
So welcome back to this meditation portion of our episode today. Hopefully you've taken the time to set a comfortable space to settle in for this meditation. And as we begin to settle in, we start to soften into the surface below us. I invite you to close your eyes if this feels comfortable for you at this time. Or you can bring your eyes to a soft gaze out in front. Continuing to allow our bodies to settle, to soften, to relax. During this meditation, you will follow my voice. You will not need to worry about anything but what is being said in the present moment. Allowing your breath to become softer. Allowing your body to continue to become heavier into the surface below you. I want to invite you to take yourself to one of your favorite places. This could be an island on the beach. This could be a mountaintop with the sun shining on your face. This could be a meadow of grass and flowers. This could be your bed with a soft blanket over you. Taking this time to find that place that makes you feel the most relaxed, the most safe, and the most comfortable. And as we settle into this space together, I invite you to start to notice the sensations that are touching your skin. This may be a warm breeze if you're outside. Is your blanket soft and cozy? Do you feel warm, or maybe just a comfortable coolness on your skin? Tuning into the sensations that are touching you from the outside. Maybe the sun is shining on your face and you feel its warmth touching your cheeks and your skin. As we awaken the sensations of the external world, we can start to use this information to guide us in our internal landscapes. I now want you to tune into any smells that are with you in this scene. Do you smell fresh flowers? Do you smell the detergent that you use? Maybe you get a smell from a past memory or a past experience. Maybe you smell a campfire in the sky. Tuning into the sensation of smell. And allowing these smells to enter into the sensory system. Allowing them to be what they are. Just tuning into the sensation of smell. And as you receive this sensory input, do any messages come through? Do any stories pop up that you may have not thought about? Are there any beliefs tied to these smells? Sitting in this moment, being curious for the information that is coming through. Allowing this information to arrive in maybe a visual image or a message that you hear. And just allowing the information to be what it is, not attaching a story to it. Just allowing it to show you what it is meant to show you. Now I'm going to invite you to take your attention a little bit deeper, taking the attention into the body, tapping into any areas of discomfort or tension. Maybe you feel a heaviness in your chest or your belly. Maybe you feel a tension in your shoulders or your jaw. And as we sit with these sensations within the body, I invite you to get curious about what they are there to tell you. Getting curious about the messages that are meant to come through the sensations. Once again, maybe this message comes through visions or through hearing. And allowing whatever is meant to come through without judgment, without trying to control it. Allowing the body to provide us information. Allowing the wisdom to flow through us in the form of sensations. Allowing yourself to receive the divine messages that the body has to offer. If you feel called to connect with your higher self in this moment, I invite you to do so. Allowing your higher self to tap into the sensations, and to deliver the messages through intuition that you are meant to receive. If you're receiving guidance on a way to dissipate any of those tensions or aches or heaviness, I invite you to follow that guidance. Maybe it's to show love or to place hands on one of those areas. Maybe it's to breathe deeper into that area. Maybe it is to use the breath to release those stories attached with that ache or that tension or that heaviness. Whatever you are being called to do in this moment, I invite you to do so. Trusting that what is coming through is meant for you. Trusting the information, trusting the guidance that is being offered to you through your higher self and through your clairsentience. If you have called in your higher self for this meditation, showing gratitude for the guidance, showing gratitude for the connection that you've made with this higher self and your intuition. And taking this time to enter back into the place that you were taken to. Once again, feeling the sensations that are hitting your skin, feeling the sunshine or the breeze, or your warm blanket touching your skin. Gently coming back into the body after this journey into the depths of your sensations. Maybe smelling the smells that once surrounded you before we took that journey. Smelling the flowers, the campfire in the sky, the fabric softener, whatever those smells in your space provided, tuning back into those smells. Starting to deepen your breath. Coming back into this present moment, feeling the surface below you. If you feel called to, gently start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Maybe allowing a gentle smile to find your face as we are brought back into this physical reality. If you feel called to, taking one hand and placing it on your heart, followed by the other. Feeling gratitude in your heart space for allowing yourself to connect with your clairsentience in this way. Showing gratitude to yourself for trusting the process, for trusting the intuition, for trusting the guidance that has flowed through you. And as you're ready, maybe gently blinking your eyes open as you enter back into the space that surrounds you. I invite you to journal, or if you feel called to, make a voice note recording the information, the wisdom that you were given during this meditation. Recording the wisdom that was given in relation to the aches and the sensations that you are feeling within your body. And continuing to remember that this is a skill that you can continue to build on and continue to make connection with. Until next time, thank you for joining us today. If you feel called to like, subscribe, or share this episode, I invite you to do so. Feel free to play the meditation as often as possible, or as often as you're called to connect to your clairsentience, our ability to feel the sensations within us and allow them to guide us. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time on Collecting Consciousness.